Hello and welcome to episode 22, I think it is now, of my Cricket Captain 2020 save with Leicestershire. Now, since we last left off, I'm pretty sure we finished with the final two T20s. So I've played the entirety of the One Day Cup, well, the group stage anyway. It was a slightly more improved performance on previous campaigns. We'll go through the results and we'll have a look at how we did. So first game against Yorkshire, they scored 246. They did pretty well. 3 wickets for Will Davis and Callum Parkinson, fantastic as well. We chased it down. We did very well. Very good opening partnership between Slater, who got 100, and Bancroft with 95 not out. It was mainly Horace Rutter went at 8.9 and over, which helped us win that game, but it was a good start. And then unfortunately we couldn't back it up. We started poorly against Warwickshire, never really recovered. Huckabee, the highest scorer, with 71. They chased it down pretty easily. Rhodes, the pick of the bowlers, with 2 for 54. Next game is against Northants. Contributions from Vasconcelos, Levy, Byrne and Waite. Parkinson, the pick of the bowlers. Disappointing that we conceded so many. We got very close, and in the end we probably should have won it for the position we were in. Tom Wesley was outstanding. Cosgrove and Child both very good as well. But then when Cosgrove got out, Ackerman struggled a little bit. In the end we couldn't quite get home. Another defeat there. Then we played against Durham. Rassie van der Dusen got 100. 5 for 56 for Dieter Klein, by far the best bowler. But batting again was slightly disappointing. Bancroft, Wesley and Ackerman all did well, but very little contribution from anyone else. And we lost by 26 runs. Next game against Worcestershire, bowled him out for 197. George Rhodes with 7 for 38. Brilliant from him. All-time best bowling figures for Leicestershire in List Day cricket. And we probably would have chased it down, but it rained. We didn't get a chance to bat in our second innings. And then we played against Lancashire. We scored 230, a little bit disappointing. All of the top 3 got starts, as did Ackerman. No one really went on to make that big score. They chased it down very comfortably. Daniel Cooper, 22-year-old, with 100. 50 for Keaton Jennings as well. Then we played against Derbyshire. A massive opening partnership of 202 between Slater and Bancroft. Wesley got 50. Cosgrove and Ackerman, useful cameos at the end. We got a massive 357 for 3. And, last season we failed to defend about 320, I think it was. We didn't fail to defend this. Pretty good bowling performance overall. Will Davis, 2 wickets, 2 for Parkinson as well, and then 5 for Dom Huckabee, who's shown that he is capable with the ball. 6 wickets at 21. Not bad from him. Offers us another option. And I'll go into why that was important shortly. So we won that game, and then a final game against Notts. We scored 233. Wesley the standout. Cosgrove decent as well. We bowled okay. Parkinson excellent. Huckabee and Ackerman both very good as well, but the rest of them let us down a bit really. We knew their batting was slightly weak with Zach Chaplin at 6, but Sol Budinger, I don't know how you say his name, the wicketkeeper, 23 not out, was enough to see him home by 2 wickets. So that left us, we still finished bottom, okay, obviously because Notts beat us. So that's a bit disappointing. I felt like we had performed better than we had in previous seasons. Generally, a couple of close games that we could have won. That Northants one, and that Worcestershire one. If we'd won that, we'd have been on 8 points, and at least mid-table, possibly. We wouldn't have. We could have been up as far high as 4th if we'd won those 2 games. Obviously, slightly disappointing there. But I'm pretty sure I said in the last episode I didn't think we had that many players in the 100. If we look here, we had 6 players, including probably our 3 best pace bowlers in Griffiths, Tongue and Taylor. Hence why, if we look at one day this season, Klein, Davis and Rhodes, they wouldn't normally have played all 8 games, but they had to because we had no other options. There's the same lineup for all apart from one game. Henry Child was available for one match, obviously on England duty the rest of the time. Not very impressive for England, so hopefully they'll soon stop calling him up and we can keep him, because look at his stats for us. He's brilliant. I just wanted to stop getting picked for England. Porter's out for 3 weeks as well, unfortunately, so he'll miss a fairly reasonable chunk of the rest of the season. He'll miss at least the next couple of games. The 2 games we'll play today. So we'll go with our last first class team. Henry Child obviously comes straight in for Lewis Hill. We bat a long way down, don't we? Ackerman in at 7. Bowling. Who do we bring in? That is the question. Do we go with... I don't think we go with another spinner, because we got Ackerman, Parkinson, Wesley as a 3rd spinner if we need it. So I'd say we go Dieter Klein. Strengthens the batting a bit as well. So it's Tong and Griffiths going to be to open up. Do we bring in Nye Donald or even Huckabee, who... I mean, his stats aren't that impressive. He did okay in the average of 43. Not too bad. Only 4 innings to be fair, but 71. His high score. He did when he needed to. He did okay. Obviously, it'll be Bancroft keeping wicket rather than Child. Azad hasn't had a particularly good season. Neither Slater, to be fair, but we don't have. I mean, we have Bancroft. I guess. I mean, we could then bring in Donald or Huckabee, but I think for this game, we'll stick with that. Away to Gloucestershire. It's going to be bowling first. Excellent. We lost the toss, but bowling first anyway. No issues with that. Right then, let's hopefully start well. I forgot to actually show you where we are in the championship. I believe we were 5th, but not that far off first place, to be honest. If we win this game, I believe we did have a game in hand, so if we win, we're in a good position. Maybe winning Division 1 will be a bit of a tough ask this year. But we're certainly, I mean, at the moment, no chance of relegation. So unless we really fall apart in the next few games, we should be a Division 1 side next year, which is, I mean, probably the main objective for this first year in Division 1 was simply just to stay up, and we've done that. We've put in a good account of ourselves. Harry Dearden, just realised, in the Gloucestershire team, has only scored 8, so not too much to worry about there. Parkinson's been a little bit expensive. Klein's done a pretty good job. We're going to go back to Josh Tong. He's our best bowler this season. We did miss him in the One Day Cup. Although to be fair, Davis and Klein, they did a decent job considering they're far from first choice. Van Buren goes for 15, and hopefully David Payne in now. Hopefully they won't last too much longer. This could be Taylor gone with a run out. It's going to be a bad way to go. It is going to be Taylor. He goes for 53. And now hopefully you can finish him off. Below 200 would be nice. Griffiths are going to get Payne. And then finally, that'll be Matt Taylor. Yeah, it's Matt Taylor. He goes to Dieter Klein. Good all-round bowling performance. Wickets shared equally between the bowlers. 193 all out. good from us. And now hopefully we can make a decent go at getting up towards their score. Slater does go early. So looking at players for season 4, players we need. Bancroft has done a decent job, so we'll have to look at his availability for next year, because we could bring him back. I've been pretty happy with how he's done generally this season. However, I think more strength and depth is needed, just generally across the whole squad. To be honest, fewer rounders maybe. Probably another opener, because I mean Azad's got 50 here, but neither of them have had particularly impressive seasons. Child and Cosgrove in there. We've got our best batsman in Henry Child. Cosgrove's going to go here to Van Buren, but we've got the chance to build a pretty big lead here if we can. Taking the new ball. That's lunch. We got should get 3 batting points easily. We could even get 4 if we can score quickly. Ackerman's going to go here, but Child's past 50. Klein. Child is accelerating here, which is good to see. Reddy gets Callum Parkinson. Child 1 hit away now. We need to he needs someone just to hang around at the other end for him, and he has got his 100. I think that's his, well, it's his 6th for Leicestershire, I believe. It is, and in his career, 11th first class 100. Very good from him. Hopefully you can just keep going after 2, but his aggression up again. He really went big in that over. Tongo's now for 4, but Henry Child 122 not out. Brilliant innings from him. Outstanding once again. We're a much better team when he's not with England. He averages 67 in first class cricket for us. 147 in, to be fair, a very limited number of one-day games, and 51 in 14 T20s. So very, very happy with him as a signing start of last season. So the pitch slowly deteriorating. Batting should be pretty easy on day 3, but Gavin Griffiths got the early wicket of Miles Hammond. A couple more before the end of the day would be nice, and Griffiths has got Gareth Roderick now for 12. 1 or 2 more before stumps would be a perfect result for us. Going to go to Parkinson and Klein. Klein very expensive in his first 2 overs. So we'll go back to Gavin Griffiths. They've got through to the end of the day. They are scoring quickly, scoring at nearly 5 and over. Mainly thanks to Klein. He hasn't bowled particularly well. Tong is going to get Chris Dent here for 77. Callum MacLeod, Scottish international, as the new batsman. He's gone pretty early on as well for 4. Harry Dearden, of course, formerly of Leicestershire. We've seen him a few times in a save. He's gone now for 2. So disappointing comeback for him against his old team. I'm sure he would have liked to have proved a point. But all he's done really in this game is proved that I was right to let him go. Let's see how he has actually done this season. It's very average really, isn't it? Averaging 31 in the championship for Gloucestershire. Colin Ackerman then. They do have a lead now, but they're effectively 31 for 5 at this point. That'll be for 6 now. Ryan Higgins goes. He's a handy player actually. I wouldn't mind getting him. He has only got 1 year left on his contract. Current year, he's done well in both formats he's played. last year. He's handy, isn't he, Ryan Higgins? He's a good player. Maybe someone we look at all rounder. Fits what we need pretty perfectly, to be honest. Certainly someone we could look at getting. Keep Ackerman going for a bit. He's going to get... this will be Jack Taylor. That's a big wicket for 33. Tong will get David Payne. This should be a pretty easy run chase for us if we can finish him off nice and quickly. Ackerman's going to get another one here. He goes... Taylor goes for 2. Go back to Callum Parkinson. Let's get through to the new ball. We're not going to need to take it. Parkinson's going to get Van Buren here. He goes for 44, and we need 99 to win. As I said, it should be comfortable. Hopefully the openers can get a bit of form and confidence. Unfortunately, Slater's going to go. He had a pretty good time of it in the One Day Cup, but has struggled in Division 1 this year. So again, that's probably going to be something we look at improving. Especially if we don't end up keeping Bancroft for next season as well. If we do keep him, he can potentially fill in at the top of the order. We'll obviously have to wait and see. We should be about to finish it off here. Hassan Azad. It's going to be a run out. Very pointless. We just need 2 more to win. We might as well have just played the extra couple of overs on day 3, but there we are. 2 overs in to day 4 and we've completed the victory. Hassan Azad 57 not out. We win by 7 wickets, which puts us into 3rd. Game in hand over Derbyshire. 9 points behind, so we are in a good position compared to them. 4 points behind Surrey, who they have one less game than us, but they've got 16 more batting points than us. The best batting team in the competition. You look at Kent, 7 batting points in 10 games. That's dreadful. No wonder they're in the bottom 2. And looking like possibly going down this season. But looking at Derbyshire and Surrey, top 2 teams last year, top 2 so far this year. We'll have a quick look at Division 2. Sussex and Somerset. Sussex comfortably top of Division 2. Could they come up for the first time? Pretty sure they haven't. No, they haven't been in, not so far in the save, and certainly not in real life for a good few years either. Child again, and then has been selected by England. Eventually they'll give up and realise he's not good enough for England, but he's very good for us. So he's going to have to miss out. I'm wondering, do we go with Dom Huckabee? Or I might just go with an Aaron Donald, to be honest. I don't know, Huckabee... His form really isn't that impressive, to be fair. Donald, 93 in the last game for the seconds, so it's worth a go for him, I think. He can bat at 7. And are we going to stick with that? Klein didn't bowl particularly well. Could we go with Tom Taylor, maybe? Okay, looking at current form, Taylor hasn't been in particularly good form. Klein did okay generally in the One Day Cup, so we'll keep him in, I think. And we'll go with that. For the second and final game of today's episode, we've won the toss. We're going to bowl first again. Moeen Ali in at number 8 for Worcestershire. That's not something you often see. They bat a long way down. I mean, Tom Bailey at 9, very useful indeed. Top 3 you could say is a little bit weak. Mohammad Nawaz, I'd say again, falls a bit high for him. He's a first class number 3 apparently. Yeah, but whenever he's played for Pakistan, he certainly hasn't been that high. Let's go then with Tong and Griffiths again. Early wickets would be nice. Griffiths has got Jake Libby for 22. And Tong is going to get Josh Dell here as well, who has scored runs against us in this save. Tong a little bit expensive. which he has been, to be fair, at times this year, but wickets he's taken a lot, so that's why he's been so valuable. He comes straight back in and gets Tom Fair for 35. They started okay though, Worcestershire. Everyone's contributed so far. Nawaz goes for 25. Ben Cox in at number 6, very good player. That's lunch, 132 for 4. Straight after lunch, Tong gets Harry Adair for 16. You've got 3 wickets. Ed Barnard now, the new batsman. He's going to go. Oh, sorry, Cox will go to Tong. He's still going. He's going at nearly 5.5 and over. But the 4 wickets, very valuable from him. Back to Griffiths. Going to come round the wicket to Moeen. Ackerman's going to get Ed Barnard hit, and we're looking like restricting them. And the first innings, just as we did to Gloucestershire. Moeen Ali's going to go as well in the same over from Ackerman. Now Dylan Pennington and Pat Brown hopefully shouldn't offer too much resistance. Bailey goes as well, and they could be all out for less than 200. They've collapsed a little bit, the lower order. Ackerman finishes with 4 for. Good from him. 4 for 26. Excellent. All out for 196. I feel like that was the same score that we bowled Gloucestershire out for, actually. Slater goes early again. He hasn't had a very good season in this in the championship. 3 early wickets. This has been a terrible start. We do need a partnership. Brown and Bailey have started really well for Worcestershire. Cosgrove goes as well. It's not easy batting conditions, but we are making a bit of a meal of it at the moment. Good partnership there though to get us through to the end of the day, and now it does become easier. But still an early wicket. We need Donald to perform, otherwise we're in a difficult situation. Donald unfortunately hasn't performed. Klein is decent though, as we know. I certainly performed at times in his save with the bat. And we should get a first innings lead here. Scores are tied, and now we are in front. Bancroft's played really nicely in this innings. He has got his 100 as well. Parkinson's just hung around, which is all that Bancroft's needed. We'll keep him going for as long as we can. Bancroft does go now. Trying to go big. He goes for 109. Hopefully we can just get the lead as high as possible. First ball after tea, Griffiths goes caught on bowled. But leader 61. From being 4 for 3 and then 35 for 4, we've done pretty well. Cameron Bancroft, the main contributor. Good innings from him. Josh Tong to open up again then with Griffiths. He gets Jake Libby early on again for 12. And again, hopefully we can get into their middle order nice and early. Klein and Parkinson. Klein pretty expensive again. Go to Ackerman early on. He bowled very well first innings. Hopefully he can back that up with a good performance in the second, as Josh Dale goes for 51. Parkinson's going to get Mohammed Nawaz early as well for 9. End of day 2. They're effectively 50 for 3. We'll keep spin going on day 3, and then we'll go back to Josh Tong. Parkinson's going to get his 3rd wicket here. It hasn't quite been as good as he was in previous years, but he hasn't done a bad job this season. 38 wickets is decent. Was good in the One Day Cup. Didn't play 6 T20s. Obviously we brought in Rashid Khan, who was a bit disappointing in all honesty. But Tong gets a dare hit. Put the aggression up for both batsmen. Parkinson's been excellent in this innings. Griffiths and Dieter Klein again. Lunch on day 3. Early wicket. in the session, with Ben Cox going for 31. And Ed Barnard as well to Dieter Klein. Good start to the session from him. He's going to get Tom Bailey as well for a duck. Griffiths is going to get Moeen Ali, and we should finish him off. Griffiths does exactly that. Brown gone for a duck as well, so we're only chasing 162 to win. It should be comfortable, but we need to start a bit better than we did in the first innings. We've done exactly that. Fantastic start from the opening pair, scoring quickly. Slater goes for 31, but a good start from us, and we shouldn't have too many problems chasing it down from here. We could do it in this session. In fact, we probably should. Azad's going to go for 60, but he's found a little bit of form of recent games. Just 3 needed now. Tom Wesley is caught at slip, so we're leaving it to Cosgrove. And Bancroft, who's brilliant first innings, 51 out in the second. Another win for us, we win by 7 wickets. England lost again. Charles batting at 3 now. He hasn't had any more success. Kind of feel bad for him, the way he does with England, averaging 26 after 11 tests, when he averages 64 in Championship cricket. That's not even just Championship, that'd be in South Africa. Obviously, he had that after we signed him. Spent the winter playing for Johannesburg, did very well. Where does that leave us on in the table? We're still 3rd. 7 points behind Surrey. Again, 9 behind Derbyshire, but we can easily make those points up with the game in hand that we have. Relegation is completely out of the question by now, although I said it was. Fairly early on in the season, I said it was pretty obvious we're not going to go down. So yeah, hopefully we can put in a good performance in the last couple of games. What I think we might do, could we play all 3 of the final games on camera? It would be a very long video. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll play the Middlesex game off camera. We'll come back for these final 2 here against Kent and Worcestershire, who, if I remember rightly, Kent have moved out of the bottom 2 now, but they're 8th, Worcestershire are 12th, so 2 potentially easy games to finish off, which could be important. If we look at who Derbyshire and Surrey have, if we just go Championship, so Surrey have got to play Yorkshire and Gloucestershire and Kent, so they've got similar. They've got a difficult game, us, as we do. Let me start again. We both have fairly tricky games in this next round, but then 2 easy games to finish. Derbyshire, on the other hand, have got Yorkshire and Middlesex, so they've got 2 fairly difficult games as well. Although I haven't said that, Yorkshire are down in 7th. But that'll be for the next episode, those final 2 games. Thank you all for watching. Obviously, next episode will finish off Season 3. And then after that we'll do our season review and signings for Season 4. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.